everybody, I'm Kristen from Millennial Moms, and today I'm going to show you how to make my favorite mason jar craft. When my husband and I got married a couple years ago, we had tons of mason jars for wedding decor. We used these to drink out of. They were all over the place. It was beautiful, but what that means is we have so many mason jars left over. I've been looking for crafts for them, making all sorts of stuff, but this is my favorite. What we're gonna do is use a board. This is about 7 inches tall and 2 feet wide. We're gonna take 3 mason jars, use some hose clamps. These are found in the plumbing section at the hardware store. These are gonna slip over the mason jars, and we're gonna use them to attach the mason jars to the board. Now this is great for storage. I've seen it used for things like growing herbs. You just put some rocks and dirt and herbs in here. This is a very versatile and very easy craft. The board I'm using I actually found in the shelving department of the hardware store. It's press board that is already finished. It has a laminate cover on it, so there's no stain, no cutting involved. It was the perfect size. That's why I picked it out. The first thing we want to do is figure out how we want our mason jars placed. I'm using 3 mason jars for my 24-inch board, so I want them centered on the board. We're going to use a tape measure to just mark those measurements, so that way we know where to attach our mason jars. The other important thing to consider is what height you want your mason jars. Now I want them to be right in the middle of my board, but how do you want the ring to go on there? Personally, I love it when the hose clamps are about 1/3 the way down the jar. You can put them up here if you want, but to me this looks the best. Since I want my mason jars to be placed about here, I'm actually going to mark the board and attach my hose clamps right in the middle. So to make our markings, we're going to go in 12 and about 1/8 of an inch, and I'll put a mark right there. After you get that middle one marked, you don't want to do exactly half for the other sides. You want them to be in a little bit. So I'm going to measure about 7 inches from the middle, or about 5 inches from the outside, and put a mark there. And then we'll do the same thing to the other side. The next step is to make sure our markings are in the middle of the board going up and down. So my board is a little bit more than 7, a little bit less than 8. It's actually 7 3/4 inches. So we're going to go in 3 7/8 of an inch and mark our middle right there. Do the same thing on our side ones. Now before we attach our hose clamps to our board, there's a couple things we want to do to them. First, we want to make sure they're the right size for our mason jars. These hose clamps are really neat because they're super easy to adjust. You can do it by hand. There's also a place for a screwdriver. If you have a flathead screwdriver, you can do that. But they're super easy to just twist by hand, make them smaller or larger. One thing you're going to want to decide is whether or not you want to clip this end off. Here's one that I've already done, and you can see it on the mason jar. It's already clipped off there. All you do is use wire cutters. Make a little mark when this is on your mason jar and the right length. So you can just mark it right there. Pull it off your mason jar, and then screw this down to be very small. What you want to do is get where your marking is far away from your hose clamp screw here, so you have room to get the wire cutters in there. So before we start assembling everything, we have one more prep item to do, and that is to attach a picture hanger to the back of our board. This is super easy. All you have to do is flip the board over, find center again. After you have that marked, you just take a picture hanger, place it over center, and nail it in. Okay, the reason we installed the picture hanger before doing the rest is because it's a lot easier to hammer onto the back of the board when there aren't glass jars on the front. Now that we have that done, we can flip our board back over and install the jars. Now when I'm doing this, I'm going to make sure the picture hanger is on the top so I don't put anything on upside down. What we're going to do is take our hose clamps and open them up. You can easily do this by just untwisting what you've done to get it all the way open. Once you have the hose clamps all the way open, you're going to lay them on your board at the spaces you marked earlier so that the first notch is in line with your marking. After you have all that lined up, you're simply going to screw it into place. Now that that's screwed in, we are going to put our hose clamp back together. Now we're just going to do the same thing for our other 2 hose clamps. Now that we have all 3 of our hose clamps installed and tightened, it's time to put the mason jars in. So you just slip them in, tighten the hose clamp a little bit more. Once you have all the mason jars on, you just hang it on the wall and store whatever you want in it. Like I said, this is my favorite mason jar craft. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you give it a shot. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more videos like this, leave me a comment down below telling me what kind of DIY you want to see. For yesterday's video, click right here. If you want to see more of my videos, click right down here. Don't forget to subscribe to Millennial Moms right here, and I'll see you guys next week.